I'm AC Cash, and this is
Shay the Technician,
and this is
JD.
And we're here on behalf of Pivot Point Investors, where we help the average investor grow his nest egg through real estate and stock investment. Hey, Boom.
Yeah,
It's spring again.
it is.
And folks are talking, everybody trying to get that money. They got a little bit of stimulus.
They got
but
it.
now they're like, Cash, I want to flip something. I want to flip something. All right, we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Hey, let's talk about this flipping. Flipping for short-term income, this real estate. You ready? Let's go. And we're here on behalf of Pivot Point Investors, where we help the everyday investor invest in real estate and stock to help grow his financial nest egg. Sound like a good deal?
It is.
All right. Hey, people talking. They're talking. The streets are talking.
They
They're
are.
talking. And what they're talking about? The flowers are blooming.
They are.
You know, the people are coming outside.
They are.
They're getting vaccines.
Absolutely.
And now they're talking about how can I get some quick cash.
That's right.
They come to cash thinking about how I can get some quick cash.
in real estate.
Hey, real estate. I'm
Yeah.
down with that conversation.
Yeah.
And in this situation, they're coming talking about flipping. Talking about flipping
That's
properties.
right. That's right.
Man, people flipping properties, they still doing
Hey,
that?
they still doing that.
Hey,
brother.
that's
They
a good
still
way to
doing
get
it.
some bread.
You
And what does
know it.
Cash say when it comes to flipping? When we're talking about flipping, we're talking about buying properties today,
That's right.
holding it a short amount of time,
That's right.
and then selling it for cash.
That's right.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Everybody wants some quick cash.
That's right.
Some 10s, some 20s, some 30s.
Absolutely.
That's good money.
That's right.
But they gotta know what they're doing.
That's true.
So we're gonna cover it. We don't want to be all inclusive. We just want to give them some down and dirty. Let them understand
Yeah.
about this flipping for money.
Yeah.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Hey, when we talk about flipping properties, you know, every property has potential to be flipped.
It does.
You know, it can be a mansion, it can be a mobile home, but it has that potential. But understanding some of the rules of the game
That's
is
right.
going to help the potential flippers become profitable flippers. That's a big difference.
It
You
is.
can be a flipper and you can be a flipping
Man,
flop.
you can lose your tail in flipping.
Sounds like there's some
Yeah.
echoes of history somewhere in there.
Well, hey man, not every real estate deal I've done has been successful.
I can
so,
dig
and
that.
those are the ones
Hey,
you learn from.
That's right, man.
That's
Those
right.
big lumps will give you big lessons. I feel it. I feel it. Hey, let's talk about this. So when you talk about buying a property, when you talk about flipping, there's just some components in it that we have to consider.
That's right.
One, you got to find the property.
You do.
If you're going to flip something, you need to find it, right?
That's right.
That's an important component. Second one is you got to be able to finance that property. Financing is the engine in the middle of all the action when you talk about obtaining a property. How you going to finance the deal? The next one is when we're talking about flipping, we're talking about fixing. All those F's can throw you. We're talking about fixing a property.
Yeah.
So if you got to fix it, you got to fund it, you got to find it, now it's time to flip it.
That's right.
All those components are in every single flip that I've ever done, you've ever done, and the people out there looking to do. Those are the components you have to know.
That's right.
Now, if that goes successful, it's time to repeat that thing.
That's
If
right.
it works, keep on working it.
That's right.
Let's get into some numbers just a little bit. Nothing
Well, hold
too
on,
heavy.
Cash. Before we do numbers, we
Okay.
just need to explain them. It's a range because you can go anywhere from on the fix it side between a cosmetic flip,
Right, I like to call that
And-
lipstick on a pig.
lipstick on a pig.
Yeah, you can make it pretty and somebody gonna buy it at
That's
auction.
right. That's
Okay.
right. All the way up to what I did.
Oh, man.
A full rental
Right.
to the studs.
Yeah.
Like that's a huge.
That's a big range. So let's talk about that real quickly. When we're talking about flipping a property, yep, you can find something. It doesn't matter what you acquire it for. If it was a $10,000 joint, if it was a $100,000 or $500,000 property, you can do something to get it ready for market. And market doesn't mean perfect condition for retail. It could mean good enough to make the cash that you want out of it. So that's something to consider all the time. A lot of people, well, I can't do this and I can't do that. But the question is, can you get an adequate amount of money out of the property when you fix it? If you can do that, then it may be worth flipping. Okay, so again, that could be 10,000 or it could be 500 or a million. They're available. You just have to know what your input into it is, what you're willing to invest, because there's nobody sitting there ready to give you their property. Don't fix it, and then somebody sitting at the end ready to buy it. That's not happening. But
it's not the real world.
That's not the real world, and we're trying to stay in the real world.
That's right.
But again, it's spring. Things are happening. You can just sit outside Home Depot, Lowe's, and just see the action because it's that time of year.
That's right.
And we know it's buying season right now. Buying season where most people put their home for sale during this time.
That's right.
February, March, April, May. Those are great times to fix a house, flip a house.
That's right.
So we're in the buying season. So we're good on the range that we can do. You can put a little bit of money on it. And literally, I've had a house where you just board it up and resell it because wholesalers such as yourself may be interested in it.
That's right.
As long as you see runway to make money, enough money that you already have your plans on it. You know, some people buy and say, I know I can make money, but you can't do that. You have to buy it knowing what you want to get out of it and what the market will bear. So if you have those things in mind, then you might be ready to flip.
That's right.
So if you want to do something a little more than cosmetic renovations on the property, then you have to consider where you're going to get your funding from. Funding in any deal, again, is the engine that makes it go. So do you have your own cash to put into the money? Do you have your own line of credit that you might use to fund a property? Will you go to a third-party hard money lender? Hard money?
Yeah,
Everybody?
hard.
Hard money is a good source of capital. It's not called hard because it's hard to get. It's called hard because sometimes they tap you on the head with some of those interest charges.
Sometimes. It's most of the time.
Most of the time.
The fees are incredible.
They can be. They can be, especially for the beginner investor, because they're not sure about you. They don't know your history.
Have a track record.
That's right. But as you move along in the process, your second, your third, your fourth, then those fees start to come down. What are those fees? Well, in general, they might charge you in the neighborhood of 3 points just for doing the loan. That means for the price of entry, hey, if it's $100,000, you're gonna have to give us $3,000 cash. That's just the price of entry. Another thing is when you're closing these loans, you might spend like a point or 1.5% in just the closing costs. The lawyers always got to get theirs.
You don't get paid.
The lawyers, the taxes, the insurance, all those things that comprise your closing costs, you have to be ready to pay that. You know, and so there's a lot of components when you get a loan. That's generally any loan, but definitely a hard money loan. And they're gonna charge you higher than average percentage rates. You know, you look online, they say, hey, refinance your house for 3.5%, 4%. Those are good numbers, but that doesn't have anything to do with a hard money lender.
That's right.
That's some guy who's using his money or a fund manager of other people's money and saying, we're going to give you that money for, if you're the best in the world, maybe 7% on up to 15%. And you pay that every month. The loan is outstanding until you are ready to cash them on out the deal. So hard money might be easy to get, but might take a little pinch out of your wallet by using them. But they're a key part when we're talking about flipping, because they're useful all over the country. People are right now getting that money. They're buying the house. They're getting that financing. They're flipping it, and then they're ready to do it again. I got 20 bands. I'm ready to go back in the game.
That's right.
Hey, it's that season. It's flipping season.
20 bands in 90 days. I'll take that.
That's a good deal.
Yeah.
Now, understanding that, you need to know. Well, once again, before you start, you need to know what's going to happen in the end. And so if you're looking to sell it, who's going to renovate it? You got a screwdriver and a hammer? You ready?
Man, I'm paying a good contractor.
You're paying a contractor, a good contractor. So that contractor will be one that you already know or one that you vetted to say, okay, they're going to do the renovations on it. And so those kind of things are what you have to look at and ahead of time. There's a number of things to look at. I'm just going to run through a few. You need to, when you sell it, you need to have either a real estate agent, you need to know one, or be ready to find one, or you're gonna be out there with that sign, flipping it, saying, "Hey, come by Boom House, because it's all pretty, it's ready to sell." You got to get it out the door some kind of way. Hey, that's
not the tax side,
not the little
Statue of Liberty, not
you're not gonna put on and stand up.
And
hey, some sort of way you got to be able to be ready to sell the thing. So that's a person. Your contractor definitely got to have their number on speed dial if you're gonna get in this flipping game.
That's right.
And you got your agent. You need a closing attorney. You got to close it somewhere. You got to close the deal.
That's right.
You may have to have you need to have your insurance person, but they aren't. You can get in the phone book and find that. They still have phone books?
On the internet.
On the internet.
Yeah, like internet, search an area.
There you go. That Google thing.
Google.
There you
right.
go. To find your insurance person.
Right.
And so there's just a number of people. Your accountant, that could be yourself. You can take that gamble, or you have somebody who's going to vet the deal to make sure those numbers stack up. That's important. So those are some of the people just on your team. They're coming in the door.
But a lot of times, the hard money lender or whatever lender you go to, they'll vet that deal too and tell you if it's going to make sense.
Because they don't want to give you money and then have to take that property later on. And they will take that property later on.
They don't want to do that.
Don't want to do that. So those are the people kind of on your team, because your teamwork will make the what?
Dream work.
That's what we're talking about. They'll make the dream work. So you have to have the vision. The people on your team will help you make the dream work. So we're talking about flipping, and we just throwing little bits out there, little bits to grab,
Yeah, you probably gave them more than I would have, man.
Yeah, it's that time. It's that season. We're jumping in, we're making money. We have a little money in the market, and we gotta have a little money working, making some people come knock on your door. Make some people look and say, oh, are they gonna sell that? When are they gonna be done? I want to buy that property.
That's right.
We gotta give them that buzz so we can get those bands.
Okay,
that's
buzz will get the bands. Buzz
will get the bands.
Okay,
that's
I like that.
Buzz will get the bands.
That's a different
That's a different song.
Bands will make it dance.
They make it dance? Okay, all right.
Different.
I got them confused.
Yeah, that's a little different.
All right. Either way, we're going for the bands. And that might make you dance. Yeah. So that's what we're talking about. So we're going to cut it there, man.
We need to.
We're going to let that lie. But hey, it's spring. We're making money. We're doing investments. And people got stimulus checks, don't they?
They got that stimmy money,
there
man.
You go.
Like, shoot, I had to hit them with a 5 minutes of finance with JD Boom, man.
Okay, I can
get ready to drop, man. We talked about some stimulus stuff, man.
That's right.
We got to do a little bit better with our money, man.
Yeah, we got to do better. Yeah. That's super important.
Yeah.
So, hey, it's a million ways to get it.
Yeah.
Choose one.
That's right.
Yeah, literally. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
So that stimulus money, and even let's say, you're getting a little money with the stimulus, but let's say you don't have enough to jump in the game. Yeah. You got two friends, you come together and do a partnership to be able to get a larger band. Some bandwidth.
Hey, you got some strength.
That's right. Strength in numbers.
That's right.
That's for sure. So, so don't push off your little friends that's got that stimulus check. Bring them together, form a pool, invest in this real estate because it's still going up. I don't know too many people paying less rent each year. That number is going to work.
That's right.
Every year.
That's right.
And up. So
but if it's your first deal, you probably should have somebody you can talk to like cash.
Yeah.
Because if you can't talk to a cash, or if you ain't went through his course, or he's even coming out, I guess I'm gonna let it out the bag with a flipping course.
Yeah.
But if you're not doing that and getting equipped and educated, you just playing. It's just dice at that point.
Ooh,
you in Vegas.
We don't want to do that.
You in Vegas, man.
Go to Vegas and enjoy the free drinks if you're gonna shoot dice. But if you want to invest, get your information, get your education. And we're here at Pivot Point Investors helping you get the information and your education.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're good?
We're good, man.
Hey.
We're good.
As always, I'm AC Cash and this is
JD
Boom, helping you flip to get to financial freedom with Pivot Point Investors. We'll see you. Take care.